Oh, so here's the thing. I don't trust my clients. I genuinely love them. They're salt of the earth people, and they are doing great work out there on the front line for health and fitness. But I know they're busy as fuck. They've got 100 kids at home, and there's always a fire happening in their business. And that was me. So at the start of this year, I challenged my team, right? I said, like, dude, there's no fucking way this thing needs to take 4 months to like break open a lead, like leads, get sales a day or whatever it is. Like the thing doesn't take 4 months. It's taking 4 months for some of them because of how fucking busy they are. So what if we got a hotel room, a big one, locked them in for 2 days. On day one, unblock lead flow, and day two, make some fucking sales. Just get to the sale day run rate within 48 hours. The reason why I thought about the experiment is because that we've developed all these fucking AI tools in the past like 6 or 7 months that have honestly fucking taken what used to take months, like 4 months, into 4 minutes. So that's like the ultimate proof point of that was, let's just do it live with them. Lock the fucking doors behind them. I feed them, caffeinate them, but they're only allowed to eat once they've like done a milestone kind of thing. It's almost like Survivor crossed into the business world. We ran a 2-day Survivor challenge. So remember, it was 48 hours, right? Can we get them in the room, 48 hours, unblock lead flow, make some sales. They failed. Because it didn't happen in 48 hours. It happened in 48 fucking minutes. Like it was violent. Like we were stuck in the middle of the room. My team was stuck in the middle of the room just going, we had a whole agenda scratched out so that we didn't actually make sales until the second day. We had a bell in the room that wasn't meant to be there until the second day. But just as well that you brought it in the AV bag, that the bell was there. And it started fucking ringing within 48 minutes.
You made 2 sales?
2 sales from 3.
How does that feel?
Really good, actually.
The entire first block of day one completely changed. We had people out there in the hallway making sales, receiving replies to a text blast or an email blast. We haven't even launched an ad yet. And so every time the bell rang, they made a sale. There was one person that increased their prices 3 times on day one. Bro, she made fucking 10 sales on day one. So she kept increasing her prices until people started saying no, which they didn't. The crazy thing is, we kind of had to huddle in the middle of the room and just go, what the fuck do we do? Like, on the fly, like Rhino was like bringing up parts of day 2 into day 1 now, and we like had to shift the agenda around. It was live, it was up on the screen. People were having a QR code to get the next script because it wasn't ready yet. It was fucking nuts. It was nuts. That was the first experiment. And I've got some lessons. I'm going to go through them in a second, right? Now, that room were clients. Because remember, I didn't fundamentally trust my clients, loved them bits, but just didn't trust them. So it worked with clients. Like we had 100% success rate on people making sales in the room for those 2 days. People were there, like they got babysitters, they were there away from their kids, FaceTiming them at night, and then come back the next morning and just going at it again. And they felt like it was the best time spent away from home because at least they were just fucking building their business. So we thought, okay, it worked with clients. Can we do it with some like a half a room full of clients and half a room full of randoms? So we did it so that was the Gold Coast. We did it in Sydney. Happened again, 90 minutes. With randoms in the room. So some of those guys, like the learning for us was like, okay, we have to teach them about some CRM stuff. What was really cool was the 15 clients versus 15 randos. The 15 clients like were a bit more advanced because they've been playing with us for a little while, so they understood some things. We didn't, so we needed to learn them. We needed to kind of train the civilians a little bit more. So that's why, but like 90 minutes, still not 48 hours. So then we also tried it virtually. Could we do it virtually? Do we need to be in the room with them? It still worked. It still worked. We just didn't love it as much because we like being side by side with people in real life, in the flesh. It's hard to kind of, walk around the room and just sit side by side with someone and, but watching them type sometimes, it's like, love them, like maybe, love them, like they got some skills. We just need to help them with some of that sort of stuff, which we found out on the day. So I think here are the 3 biggest lessons. The 3 biggest lessons, this wouldn't be a triangle without a rule of 3. So I'm gonna call this the epic fail. The epic fail-ish pyramid. I think the first thing was actually about intensity.
Okay.
People understood what working with intensity looked like after those 2 days. A number of them said, so this is what you mean by deep work. Because we've been saying deep work the whole time, but I think what happens is they'll go to a cafe or they'll try and do deep work at their studio and they get interrupted by 38 fucking members. Have you got him in? Have you got him in? And I get that. My name's Hey Dozer. That's what fucking was said 1,000 times a day. I thought my name changed and just no one told me. I think like understanding how to work, like to an outcome, was what really opened their eyes when they're in the room with us, like learning how to actually work properly. So we called it, like the running term became high intensity interval work. When we say to people, this thing should only take you about an hour and a half to do, we mean like in one go. Headphones on, deep work, no distractions, just lock in and get it done. Like get that done in that 90-minute block. Because they're so busy and often they're wearing all the hats and there's kids and there's or whatever. I remember what it was like for me. I'd come into the gym with the best plan for the day or what I was going to get done that day. As soon as I walked up those stairs, my trainer goes, Dozer, the toilets are blocked. The 6 a.m. crew exploded the toilets. Fucking there goes today's plan, right? Or if you're trying to do 90 minutes worth of work at the studio, hey Dozer, I get it, man. So like 90 minutes turns into like, can't be fucked. So the thing that they realized was it was time blocked. We had up on the screen for the next, no one's eating, like the lunch just arrived, no one's touching it until we get this thing done, right? And second thing is like no distractions. Yeah. So we called it DND. So everyone turn the moon on your phone, no one talk to each other, lock in. We played some Hans Zimmer, some like orchestral music and just like locked in. People were like in the zone, man. It was like looking at the fucking Matrix. But they got the outcome. And just hearing them talk out there, like when the food arrived, they were like, oh my God, we are getting so much done today. That's why we didn't know what to call it. They called it the lock-in because we literally locked the doors behind us. So the first one was intensity. The second thing was fucking nuts. The reason why they were able to make sales within 48 hours was because of this thing called the parachute method that we give them. The parachute method is a database reactivation. So everyone's got an email list, right? Very rarely do people actually nurture that list or have a way to reactivate that list of leads that haven't bought yet or past members. My favorite sales are win-back sales because I thought they'd go and get that better somewhere else and they fucking didn't. And so they're come back to mama. They thought, this actually almost pissed me off. When they launched the text message that we give them, it's a crafty text message that they send out to their database and their ex-member list. People were getting like hundreds of responses saying, yes, I'm in. We had the text up on screen, copy and paste. So they took a photo, copy, paste, bang, they sent it out via their CRMs. The replies were so fucking violent, right? I had to quickly bring up the next message because we weren't expecting that to happen, right? Do you know why? Because we gave these people the parachute method when they when they start with us. Everyone gets it. It's the first thing you get. They've had this the whole time is my point. So they had the parachute the whole time, but what they didn't have the whole time was focus, which was the second thing, right? So the second thing we learned that day was, holy shit, with intensity on the wrong thing just gets you burnt out. But intensity on the right thing gets you results. So people were getting, and I'm saying hundreds of replies. People were like running out and speaking to ex-members and saying, welcome back, what the fuck, this is nuts. They were getting off the phone and going, do you know that like when Peter Parker first realized he was Spider-Man and he could shoot some webs? That moment happened all through day one. It was chaos. People were like, oh my God, I've got superpowers. I didn't even fucking realize. It's like, no, you had it the whole time, mate. But you were just focused on the wrong things and getting distracted while you were doing it. So I think when you've got that focus and when you've got someone 6 foot something and a couple of other team members standing over you saying, send it now. Now. And then I'll let you have some, then I'll let you go to the bathroom. Yeah. It's like you get outcomes. So follow one course until successful, that equals outcomes. Not burnout. So that was probably the second biggest learning we had, which is why like the side-by-side nature of what we were doing. Everyone's laptop open, plugged in, bit of instrumental, nourished, caffeinated. The energy was high because everyone else was ringing the bell. So that's the third thing that happened. The third thing that happened, I know how lonely it is running businesses, especially when things aren't going that well. Dude, I remember when things were so fucking bad with the big gym, the first gym, I didn't have money to pay for the electricity bill. So when everyone left, the 6:45 class would leave and I would be left by myself in a 500 something square meter facility. I had to turn the lights off and just worked with the dim light of the 5 LED TVs that I bought from Kogan. Bro, not even Samsung's, from Kogan. And I just use the dim and just to sit there and do my work on a softbox. if members were there, because I wasn't getting my focus and intensity, I worked from the car. I couldn't afford an office, so I worked from the car. The reason being is because I couldn't afford more than one coffee a day at the McCafe or at another cafe. So I worked from the car with the aircon off, like the engine off, because I couldn't afford the petrol. So I've got like fucking memories of this, bro. And so all I needed back then was the belief. I didn't have the belief. You can't be what you can't see. It's the same thing with, the 4 minute mile. The 4 minute mile, Roger Bannister, right? The 4 minute mile was such a mythical fuck, no one's going to be able to. There's no one. It's impossible to run the 4 minute mile until one person did, Roger Bannister, right? Mm-hmm. And what happened after someone broke the 4 minute mile? Every motherfucker ran the 4 minute mile. So when the first person rang that fucking bell, it gave permission for everyone else to ring the bell. So that's the third thing I think happened in that room was the belief. When you're sitting there by your fucking self in the dark with the dimly lit, studio from the 5 Kogan TVs, with the logo that is like screen burned onto it, your belief is like blinking, bro.
Can't see far.
I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. But when you're in a room of 30 other mad dogs, who are just like you, by the way, who are just like you, that are ringing the bell, because I sent that same text message out that you've just sent out, and you're getting responses now, I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. It's the biggest thing that people thought. We thought that the biggest transformation we gave people in those 2 days was sales. The biggest thing we gave them was their belief in their business back again. The WhatsApp channel is still going off, by the way. We're trying to turn it off, but people are saying, like, don't you fucking dare. Because like, they actually made friends. Out there, they're making friends, swapping numbers. Some of them went out for dinner that night together. Like, they're still catching up. They're still catching up because they thought they were alone. So they're not alone anymore, right? Because I know how fucking lonely it is. And now they've got a fucking squad, bro, like, of people doing the exact same thing. And they've got belief because they rang the fucking bell. And some of these are like Pilates princesses who like the thought of like ringing a bell and making fucking sales is like beyond them. They were so scared. When they came up and rang the bell the first time, I said, how does that fucking feel? Remember that? And she goes, I just wanted to ring the bell. I was like, I know you fucking did, because you're a fucking weapon, aren't you? Yeah. They just fucking turned into someone that I know they can be. And I know they are. Like they just needed to see it. So yeah, look, fucking people made sales, bro. 100% of people fucking went live and made sales. Yeah. Every time we've done this, which is a better strike rate than other people that run these 2-day things. But sales come and go. Like sales only solves money problems. It's an important problem. Like it's the first problem we need to solve, because then we get on to the next problem. But I reckon the biggest thing that happened was they learned how to work. They learned how to focus and skip the burnout, but they got the belief and the excitement back in their business that has fueled them into the next stage. Yeah, so when I say epic fail, it's probably just more so like the 48 hours. Yeah, we failed. We didn't do it in 48 hours. We did it in 48 minutes. And the fail was we thought it was about sales, but actually it was about the belief and learning how to work, not being alone anymore, and like learning how to focus, follow one course until successful. That's how we end the burnout. So we want to do these all around the country now. We know we could do this online. We know we could do it online. Don't have to pay for event rooms. Don't have to pay for fucking catering. Choosing the quiches. I don't care. Like, there's too much, you know me, I've got the tism. I can't think about shit like that. But I just don't think we get the transformation on Zoom. So yeah, we think we're going to do this every month now and just take it around the country. We want to go regional as well. We want to go regional as well. We want to almost like liberate. We think this might be the movement layer where we kind of like liberate stuck cities and just get them firing again. Because I could talk to you about what we did, right? We worked on their avatar, we finessed their offer, we got people to turn their prices up, we worked on their sales scripting and like calling, we were doing live sales breakdowns and live sales, all that kind of, yeah, look, we did all that, right? Everyone made sales. Screenshot. So this is actually what happened. IRL, like in real life. And I'll tell you right now, like this was the perfect mashup of in real life multiplied by AI.
Fucking sick.
That was this was the beautiful intersection, which is what we believe in, right? As fast as we're running towards AI, we also believe in humans and getting together. And because, bro, if you're lonely as fuck, Claude Code ain't going to fix your loneliness. I got therapy on Claude as well, but it ain't going to fix just getting the fuck around another human. And that, like, we are social humans. Like, that's how we've gone through thousands of years, right? Yeah. I love Claude. But Claude ain't a dude sitting next to me going, you're doing a good job, bro. So if you want to come to a future event of these 2-day lock-ins, there's a link in the description to jump onto the wait list where and you'll choose which city. And then as we kind of come and do the Australian tour, we'll let you know when we come into town and we want to see you there so we can unlock this for you, unlock the belief for you, unlock the business for you, unlock sales for you, and unlock fucking everything else for you as well. IRL times AI. See ya.